Welcome my bulls and bears to this video about the stock market for beginners, where we'll discuss stocks, IPOs, exchanges, and more. Let's dig in. Now, for a generation of young adults who feel like they only have 2 cents in their pocket and $100,000 in student debt for a degree they don't even use, investing in the stock market can seem like a crazy idea. However, when it's done properly, you can take that 2 cents and turn it into 3 cents, which is more than you had yesterday. And isn't that the goal? In all seriousness, though, the stock market is frequently portrayed as this huge, terrifying pit of money that devours away unwary investors. However, it also offers a tremendous opportunity and prosperity for those who understand it. Now, understanding the stock market and being successful and profitable in it are a much simpler task than you might think. First things first, a stock, also known as a share, is a financial token or instrument that denotes ownership of a company in some sort of proportion. For example, if Amazon had 1,000 shares and you bought 1 share, you'd own 1/1000th of Amazon. Now, in reality, both Amazon and the many companies that are listed on the stock exchanges have millions and millions of shares. But that's the general idea. When you own a stock, you're effectively owning a portion of that company. Now, when you are a stock owner, it may come with voting rights, and those voting rights will differ between whether the stock is common or preferred. Common stocks will have voting rights, whereas preferred stocks will not. If you do have voting rights, you can vote on things like board elections, mergers, and any other major financial choices. However, preferred stocks are so aptly named because they're given preference in a number of financial circumstances, particularly when a corporation pays what's called a dividend, which is essentially a profit split with the other shareholder. Stocks can get much more complicated than that, but these fundamental understandings will serve basic investors well enough. So the next thing you might be thinking of is, why exactly do companies sell their shares? And the answer is actually quite simple: to get money. See, stocks allow a company to raise large sums of operational capital with almost no extra effort or extra product. However, if a company wants to sell these shares, they must do so on the stock market. Now, companies list their shares effectively by selling them through what's called an initial public offering, or an IPO, on one of the stock exchanges. And this effectively transforms the status of the company from a privately held business to a publicly traded. And once a company's stocks are listed on an exchange, the public can begin to trade them. And prices of these stocks will typically fluctuate based on both public opinion and a company's earnings and operations. A company's earnings and operations can generally be measured by a PE ratio, or a price to earnings ratio, as well as a variety of other metrics. It's generally at this point that most novice investors become alarmed and their eyes begin to glaze over, but don't worry, it's not as difficult as it might seem. Next, we must understand how and why a share price changes. See, the stock market is made up of millions of investors and individual traders who each have different opinions about a company. And as a result of those individual decisions, the market as a whole will determine whether a stock will move positively or negatively. If more people buy, the price must rise. However, if everyone wants to sell, the price must decline due to lack of demand. For instance, let's say you sell something on Craigslist for $100. And after posting, you get 100 emails from people wanting to purchase your item right now with all cash. Most people at this stage might believe that they priced their product a little bit too affordably, and so they increase the price until, in principle, the price is as much as what the last buyer will be willing to pay for it. Now, conversely, if you get no offers, you'll probably want to keep lowering the price until you get a bite. And this is similar to how the stock market moves, except that price rises and drops are caused by millions of transactions every second, which brings us to the topic of supply and demand. For every stock purchase or sale, there must be both a buyer and a seller. And if there are more buyers than there are sellers, the price will go up. However, if there's more sellers than there are buyers, the price will go down. Now, how the price of a stock is determined is a topic for another video. But at a high level, the modern stock market frequently bases the worth of a company on the company's expected earnings in the future. So, if investors think that a company will succeed in the future, they can earn millions or even billions of dollars. You might be thinking right now, I just don't have the time to grasp this. And why should I even invest when I can earn 2 to 3% just keeping it in a bank? Well, the short answer is that you can make a lot more money if you invest correctly. In an example that you might have heard, if you had invested just $1,000 in Amazon shares in 1997, you'd currently have almost $1.5 million. And although that would have taken a while for the investment to pay off, most people would agree that the purchase would be worthwhile. And even if we look outside of Amazon, over the past 50 years, the S&P 500, which tracks the top 500 largest stocks, has consistently on average returned 15 to 20% annually, which is a lot more than the 2 to 3% having the money sit in your bank. Overall, the stock market is a real-time marketplace where you can buy a part of a company you think will succeed. Now, in this video, we went through the fundamentals of the stock market, including how it works and how you can use it to your advantage. We didn't really cover too much about the technical analysis that goes into evaluating the company, much of the terminology around stock trading, or even ways to trade without having the money you're actually using to purchase the stocks with, which is called margin. But all of those are ideas for future videos. Thanks everyone for watching, and if you like this video and want to learn more about the stock market news, investment banking, and investing, give this video a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and comment below on what you'd like me to cover further.